Scott Hansen, co-host of NBC Peacock's Gold Zone Olympic coverage. He is Mr. Red Zone as well. I don't know if there's other colors coming his way. And you can watch the Gold Zone right here on Peacock every day at 2 Eastern throughout the Paris Olympics. Any other colors we should be aware of, Scott?
I'm hoping to pay off with some green zone after all this attention.
I like that.
Good to see you, Dan. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Give me the difference, if there is a difference, in sort of the cadence of what you're doing with the NFL Red Zone to the Gold Zone with the Olympics.
Yeah, there's a number of similarities and a multitude of differences, actually. It's ultimately a whip around show for the Olympics. Just like Red Zone, we'll get you to the action that is the hottest going on anywhere in the NFL. We'll get you to the action that's hottest in Paris or Tahiti if surfing is going on at the time. So the concept is still the same. The cadence, the execution of it, as you well know, is completely different for a number of reasons. One, in the NFL, we've got a 40-second play clock with which to work, right? So I've got Aaron Rodgers taking a snap. I know I can get to Kirk Cousins in another stadium and then come back to it. Half of the Olympic sports are untimed. So you don't have a clock with which to work, let alone a shot clock or something that you know that the action will be happening, a minute later, 30 seconds later. On top of that, you've got road races that can last 4 hours long. You've got cycling sprint races that the entire gold medal match is 45 seconds. And then, of course, the fastest man, fastest woman in the world take 9 seconds, 10 seconds. So the execution is a whole lot different. And in another respect, when I cut to a Cowboys game on Red Zone, I'm not saying, let's go to the Cowboys game. This is a football team that plays in Dallas, Texas. There are 11 men over here. There are 11 men over here. The field is 100 yards long. The scoring goes by 6 and then 1 or 2 after. I go to fencing. I better explain. Okay, 9 3-minute rounds, scoring to 45. Here's how you score. So it's like reinventing broadcasting for an American audience every time we go to a different sport.
Give me the sport, though, that has you befuddled.
Oh, which ones don't? I'll tell you what, I can't believe that skeet shooting, which seems simple enough, skeet shooting does not have instant replay. We had a women's skeet shooting gold medal head-to-head match, right? Pull and 2 claymores, boom, boom. The powder pops and stuff. The Great Britain shooter absolutely hit the target. A piece of the orange flew off. It didn't burst into powder, and all 3 judges missed it. The way they judge that sport is they have a judge standing right behind the one shooter. And if that person misses it, like the home plate umpire, did he check his swing? They look down first base line. They've got the same thing in shooting. All 3 of them missed it. The TV replay was absolutely clear, and the woman lost her chance for a gold medal because of that. That befuddled me. In modern world, we can't get it right sometimes.
Skeet shooting scandal, ?
Scandal. You guys should be talking about it for the rest of the week here on the show, Dan. Yeah.
And, names are also tricky as well.
Oh, man.
Because, normally you focus on Team USA. But if Team USA is involved in competition with Team Serbia or Azerbaijan, you got to know a little bit about, not a lot, you need to know a little bit about a lot.
You well know that the research department here at NBC Sports is world class. The attachment in the email that we all received for the pronunciation guide for the Olympics was 145 pages of names and phonetics.
Yeah.
You want to play a little game with you and the Danettes?
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm going on my shift here for Gold Zone. We do 3-hour shifts. I'm going on my at 2:00 Eastern. I have a men's welterweight boxing match, which features, and someone write this down, and if one of the Danettes can pronounce this correctly, I will personally run over there and give you $100.
Okay.
An Uzbekistanian welterweight boxer, first name ASADKHUJA. That's the first name. Second name, or last name, MUYDINKAYA.
Anybody want to take a stab at this? Todd?
Sadkaja Madinkajev.
You got. I think you got the number of syllables right, but no, the emphasis was not on the right syllables on that one. You want to try, Dan, or no?
No. This is
okay.
This is where I say, and let's bring in the analyst who will be doing the boxing here.
I'm going to say the fighter from Uzbekistan. That's what I'm going to say. But it is Asadhuja Moidinhujayev.
But see, okay, Scott.
Moidinhujayev.
Okay. Having done this before,
yes, sir.
There's nobody from that country who's going to call you on this when you screw it up. Just sound confident. Okay.
Gotcha. I'm going to lean into it. And yeah, his mom's not watching Gold Zone on Peacock.
Yeah, they're not calling up, the network, the hotline and going, he mispronounced. I had a moment on SportsCenter one time where I had a story about Shaquille O'Neal. The graphics person put up O'Neal and spelled it like Paul O'Neal.
Oh, okay.
Well, the problem was Shaq's dad, Sarge, was watching.
Oh, boy.
Calls my voicemail and airs me out. You know my son. How do you not know how to spell his... I don't even know what he's talking about. It's over my shoulder. I didn't see it.
You read it, and you didn't write it.
Yeah. So it's like people think we put up the graphics there, the fonts and all of those things. But yeah, you got to be careful with that. But I think you're safe with Uzbekistan.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And you know what? If the great thing about Gold Zone is that if the fighter whose names we can or cannot pronounce does something out of this world, we can bring it to you. The crew at Gold Zone is remarkable because this hasn't really, they've had Gold Zone in the past two Olympics, NBC Sports has, but it wasn't quite done in the Red Zone style. They brought me on to kind of bring that Red Zone flair to it. We're driving the car as we're assembling it, as the cliche goes. And we'll say we've got something. There's 39 different sports at more than 40 different venues in Paris. We've got eyes on all of it. And if you trust us with your remote control, we'll get you to where you need to go. And there can be some of those moments. Did you happen to catch Mondo Duplantis?
Oh, yeah.
In the pole vault yesterday? I mean, that was absolute goosebumps moments. I don't care if you've never watched a track meet in your life. Just thrilling theater.
I love when you yell out, "We have a medal."
Oh, yeah.
Medal alert. Yeah, we have a medal alert. Yes.
You know how that came about? When NBC Sports was recruiting me, let's say, to sign up to host this, I had a meeting with some of the executives in Burbank. I live in Los Angeles, and we were just discussing things. And one of the producers, Amy Rosenfeld, who was at ESPN for years and years, Amy and I were just talking, kind of geeking about how can we really bring the Olympics. I said, you know what you guys ought to do? So many times you cut to the track or the swimming pool, and it's a heat. It's a quarterfinal. It's a semifinal, and it's like, okay, there's not really draw. You need to let the people know, hey, stop the presses. There's a gold medal. Like, the pick is in at the NFL draft. And I literally did this during this lunch, and the lights went on, and they said, why haven't we been doing that? Like, you're covering all these events. When it's a gold medal, there needs to be a visual and audio representation of, hey, this is the part you need to pay attention to. So we kind of put the little graphic, like the pick is in at the NFL draft for the gold medal alert.
Favorite moment so far has been what?
Ooh, there are some good ones. I mean, the Mondo Duplantis setting a world record when he didn't even need to attempt it was pretty good. I'm an American. I love when the USA takes gold. However, my second favorite moment in any given games usually has something to do with the home country, the host country. And France, the judo heavyweight. I don't know if you guys talked about this or you happen to see this. Okay, France, a judo heavyweight. He was the co-lighter of the cauldron. So that's how well he's thought of, right? You only put your best, your most famous athletes, most popular athletes to light the cauldron as the host country. Teddy Riner, heavyweight judo athlete, and he won his heavyweight match with 30 seconds left to go, flipped the guy over. It's called a epee, I believe, is what they refer to it as, in front of the home crowd. And then he came back 2 days later for the team event. And I got to describe this to you if I have 30 seconds. They do a team event. If they're tied, the overtime in team judo is a random draw for two competitors from the same weight class, from the gold and silver medalist finalists, go head to head. But the way they determine the random draw is the Price is Right wheel. The wheel that they spin on Price is Right for the Showcase Showdown.
Sure.
They literally have one of these at the Olympics for judo. They spin it and it's going, and it's kilograms going by on the thing. And it stops at 90 kg, which is the heavyweight. And it was a WWE moment. The crowd realizes our champion, straight out of a freaking Marvel movie, our champion is going against your champion in the heavyweight division for the gold medal. And Renier won it in front of I'm recalling it. I'm getting goosebumps right now. That may be my favorite moment from the games. So spectacular.
If I put you and Andrew Siciliano in that studio and lock the studio and only one comes out, who comes out?
Now, see, you got to do this. They put us on air together. They put us on air together, on camera together, which we've hardly ever been. Maybe in a talk back when he was working for NFL Media, we would do something, via satellite. Put us on, and the internet did what the internet does with that. Andrew and I are buddies. There is no rivalry.
I just ask you a question. Scott, I'm a journalist, okay?
Yes, you are.
You're a lot taller, larger than Andrew, but he's very scrappy. He's been an underdog all of his life. Who comes out?
World traveler.
Who comes out of the octagon?
We're both Syracuse men, too, by the way.
Well, that
both
makes you
Syracuse
soft.
Orange.
That makes you soft.
Oh, now see, there goes that ancient ESPN Syracuse.
Because if Costas and I get in the octagon, I'm coming out alive.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Costas would have a team of lawyers waiting for you.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. All right. So you against Siciliano.
Okay, oh my gosh, you're going to make me. I got to think of a good quippy soundbite that dodges this question. How can I? Because look, truth be told, we are in two different weight classes, so
that's it.
I hope it never comes to that, Dan. I hope it never comes to that. I'm just glad that people will still be watching NFL Red Zone on the NFL, and that Gold Zone, Andrew and I can share the airwaves gladly. Brothers in gold, Andrew Siciliano and myself.
Hoping to be draped.
You almost
in
got
green.
me. I almost said something.
I thought you were in the content business. What are you doing?
Well, I'm a guest on this in this environment, not the host. So
all right.
I'll leave it there.
Great to talk to you. Have fun.
Great to see you, Dan.
Thank you, man.
Take care.
That's Scott Hansen. He is a co-host of the Gold Zone and also the Red Zone. Just the look on his face.
Oh, come on.
I know. Just the look on his face where he's like, I can't answer this.
Come on.
I can't. All right, last call for phone calls. What we learn, what's in store tomorrow after this.